Hello, Soul Family. It's the Healing Grasshopper here to do a lunar eclipse reading for you. So, I've decided to do separate readings for eclipses because they carry what I feel are particularly useful energies that we can work with to improve our lives. So, there are plenty of other very powerful astrological events that happen throughout the year, and I will be incorporating them into the monthly readings. And if you remember, I promised in the yearly readings to remind you of the events and their energies on a monthly basis as they grow closer. So I'll be doing that. If you haven't seen your yearly, though, it's worth having a look as there's plenty of useful info. I'll leave the link below. So, we have a lunar eclipse in Libra happening on the 25th, and the general energy and focus of this eclipse is on relationships and examining the quality and health of our relationships and either working to improve them or possibly parting with them. It will be up to you on what you feel. Either way, it'll help us heal our light bodies. So, if we think of the essence of Libra is about balance, and balancing energy is healing energy. So, but for each sign, it will affect us in different ways. So that's why I'm doing this video. So let's begin with the astrology really quickly, and then we'll get into tarot. So, Cancer. Okay, so let's start with the astrology. For those of you who don't know what a lunar eclipse actually is, it's when the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, which blocks off the light to the moon. So, lunar eclipses have the energy of assessing the recent past within uh, the past 6 months. So, from eclipse to eclipse, and how it's affecting you now. So it's a good time to tie up loose ends and complete things that have been left unfinished. Um, I've also been reminding everyone that Mercury is going retrograde 5 days later, so there will be that energy mixed in with the eclipse energy, um, which will affect us all in various ways. I envision um, the retrograde helping us see what's not working. Um, but if you have another vision, chime in. I love to hear your comments and I love engaging with you guys. So, um, my notes from the beginning of the year, I promised I would remind you as the energies approach. Lunar eclipse in Libra, I have a time to focus on relationships and making sure that your partner or friend is not harboring an issue. Encourage them to talk about it so that you can work it out. Listen and be empathetic. Acknowledgement, understanding, and communication is key. So, the new information is from Chris Renstrom, who is one of my favorite astrologers. I used to follow him very closely when he was still the resident astrology at Allure magazine, and I would buy my Allure magazine every week and read the horoscope. And until they dropped him, and then I never bought another Allure magazine again in protest. I was so upset. But anyway, and I also bought his book. I just loved Chris Renstrom. And this was like teens to 20s, a long time ago for me. Uh, and then now I just discovered that he just joined YouTube a month. Well, I discovered him a month ago, and I think um, he had just started like a few weeks before I discovered. So, anywho, Chris Renstrom is great. He doesn't know me. I don't know him personally. I'm simply a fan. Um, so it's not a plug. It's just my, fandom here. So Chris Renstrom says, for Cancer, you might find yourself struggling to find a balance between assertiveness and straight aggressiveness, while an argument or negotiation with a formidable opponent. Stay confident, not arrogant, but stay assertive and direct. Stay assertive and direct, but it won't serve you to be overly yielding or passive. So it's like, so this is my paraphrasing of what he said. So it's kind of the jerk versus the pushover. There's got to be a balance in between, so that you're neither. So let's see what tarot gives us. What do we got, Spirit, for the eclipse? Queen of Pentacles. She's come out quite a bit for the eclipse. I think you can even say that she's part of the overall collective energy, which is prosperity and comfort and finding, a path to it. Which is what we were promised in the beginning of the year, right? When we were looking at the astrology, a lightening of energy and a lot of downloads and ideas and lots of help from the universe to help us find our heaven on earth. Okay. So here's a very good example of the jerk versus pushover that I was just talking about. Being neither. Having, this is just simply being assertive in a very smart way, in a way that serves you well, but doesn't step on anyone's toes or harms anyone in any way. This is, you know, gain for the greater good of all, or at least the greater good for you, and then not doing harm to anyone else. Seven of Cups, is that in the center? Seven of Cups in the center is telling us that you are going to have many options. That's come up quite a bit too in these eclipse readings as well. More than twice, I would say. Um, I'm actually, well, I was going to say I was going to wait until the rest of the cards came out to really confirm what it's saying, but at least I can convey what I'm feeling now, which is that the Seven of Cups is not what it usually conveys, which is, being spoiled for choice and just being overwhelmed and indecisive. This is more um, being presented with a lot of options and many ideas, like I said, downloads and opportunities galore. Um, and so far, I don't see any sign of a warning from spirit, like stay focused, which one should always be that way. But I don't think that I don't feel a lack of focus here. I think we've got all of the positives that Seven of Cups can is capable of conveying. Six of Wands, right under the Seven of Cups. Yeah, this is good energy you've got here. Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords. These two came out quite a bit too in the other readings. Um, so Two of Swords is about, for you in this reading, it's saying don't make things more difficult than they are. You know, this is like, oh, how am I going to do this? Oh, I can't. You can't see your way forward. Um, oh, and then this does actually relate to the Seven of Cups. There is a little bit of keep your focus, but it's more of, yeah, see, there's a mix of like keeping your focus, but also um, making sure you're attending to your attitude, watching it closely. And here's the strength here that talks about that as well. This is, you know, assertiveness, but also power over taking the reins over your doubts and your limiting beliefs and not letting that cloud your judgments because you've got great potential. You've got this celebration ahead of you, but then you have a little bit of energy of overthinking, over controlling. Okay, yeah, it's going to be fine. Four of Swords is about taking a pause, taking a rest. But then you have prosperity and a good grasp of your um, the direction that you're going in and your ambitions. Okay, no, we're done with this deck. Oh, Page of Cups. Wow. Page of Cups also has come out quite a bit. Okay, so Page of Cups. All right, we're going to leave it there. That's where I instinctively put it. We've got the Hermit, which I would absolutely put on top of the Four of Swords. Just taking pause and looking inward to and talking to spirit as well to see what the game plan is. And those of you who are dealing with adversity, um, again, it's not as bad as you think. If you're over controlling things, and that's not going to be so much of a question in your head, you're going to know when you're over controlling things. You're going to know. And that's the time to pause and really, assess the situation, get some guidance from spirit, and then you're going to see where your efforts are being wasted in over controlling things and maybe shifting your focus somewhere else where you'll get better results. Temperance, right? This is the balance that I was talking about, overthinking and over controlling. And you know, being assertive without being arrogant, being generous, not just with others, but with yourself and forgiving yourself and not being too harsh on yourself. All these things will be barriers for you moving forward. You know, you made a mistake. Okay, well, we all make mistakes. We're not going to dwell on them and beat ourselves up over it. Or anyone else who's made a mistake. We're not going to, you know, harp on it too much. Knight of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be no, not reversed. Okay. Well, fabulous. And we are going to keep it right there on top of the Four of Pentacles. This is absolutely saying here, could also go like that, but in over controlling things it's going to impede your progress. Look at this. It's the Four of Swords again, but it's reversed. All right. We're going to keep it there, actually. You're obsessing over things and not stopping and assessing and checking in with spirit is not going to serve you well, especially around this eclipse time. So you're probably going to need to actively remind yourself, okay, take a deep breath. Let's take a pause, deep breath. Let's just chill out and not get so upset and bogged down in minutia. Five of Cups. Again, focusing in the wrong direction. Yeah. This is about working together with people instead of against them. See how, of course, that's not going to be true for everyone. Some people are just awful and, impossible to work with. And some people you're just going to need to walk away from. But in some such situations, you might need to take a pause and see where you might eliminate your differences and where you can meet the other person halfway and you might be able to work together. We'll put this on top of strength because strength is all about that. About using one's heart to work with others, even when it's difficult, which is what this lion is all about. You know, it's certainly not easy to stick your hand in the mouth of a lion. You've got to be very skillful and smart and, crafty to be able to do that. King of Pentacles on top of the Queen of Pentacles, another combination that came up in another reading. This is again balance. This is the balance again between, and next to strength and the Three of Pentacles. This is, you know, jerk versus pushover, where there's an equal measure of sensitivity and assertion. One more, Spirit, please. You see? At the end of all of this, when you play your cards right, no pun intended, this is what you have. Satisfaction in the end. And the saying, you catch flies better with, you know, honey, sugar, instead of vinegar. I just butchered that. But you know what I mean. Where in the situation that you're in can you use diplomacy instead of aggression and combativeness? Because that's going to be your key to getting here. There's going to be, actual people standing in the way of your satisfaction. So, and that's where you're going to need to use your strength to get there, your inner strength. So, let's see. We're done with tarot, yeah? Okay. So, advice. Anything in this line here? Here, messages from the universe. Okay, just we have one card coming. And Cancer, you guys are very good at using your sensitivity. So that, I don't think this will be too difficult for you. But, there might be a little bit of warning against your crabbiness. Just keep that in check. Because again, the honey versus vinegar, right? Release your Release old doubts and fears. You are currently undergoing changes that are necessary for your highest good. They are changes that have been long awaited. Leave the past where it belongs in the past. Trust that everything will fall into place for you in divine timing. Beautiful. Okay, Cancer, looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section. I will be responding to everyone um, with relish. This isn't just an obligation for me. I really do enjoy hearing from you guys and engaging with you. So, looking forward to it. I love you, Cancer. Speak to you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.